welcome to another Fight of the Night review. This is for a Fight of the Night that took place on the main card of UFC on ABC. 123 Easy's ABC. Marvin Vettori versus Kevin Holland, which was the main event. However, not the Fight of the Night. The Fight of the Night was a couple of fights before that. It was the halfway point of the main card between Sam Alvey and Julian Marquez. And yes, this was the first fight card to be sponsored with the new Venom gear, and I'm going to be honest, it looks fucking sick. I'm not going to be commenting too much about it, so I want to get out of the way now. It looks really good. So, yeah, let's talk about this fight now. Let's go. So, like most Sam Alvey fights, it starts exactly the same. Sam Alvey is a guy who likes to fight on the back foot and like try and load up and look for that one big shot. But for the most part, it doesn't really work on him. Julian is just like pressuring him, really pushing him against the cage. I know that's the position Sam prefers to be in. And it does take a couple of minutes for the action to start. Julian is sticking Sam with some really good jabs, and he's using that to open up some pretty good combos. However, because he's got his left hand out so much, and because he's an orthodox striker, whereas Sam is more, he's southpaw, Sam is actually countering with a really good overhand right hook, which does land a couple of times on Marquez, actually. But Marquez, he is definitely the one who gets the better of Sam. He just keeps him against the cage, keeps landing some really good shots. Like there's a left that really it bops Sam. He lands a left hook that really hurts Sam quite badly. He lands some really good combos. His boxing, Julian's boxing in this entire fight actually, is very clean, very crisp, and it is mostly a pressure game. He does sort of almost wind up against the cage himself with Sam sort of like reversing the clinch, but it eventually goes to the same sort of thing, and there is a moment like 10 seconds, with 10 seconds left in round one, where they do have an exchange, and Sam actually lands a short left and Julian backs away, and he wobbles a little bit. And considering how much of the fight he had in control up to that point, he had stunned Sam a couple of times, I was quite surprised that that happened. And you know what? Honestly, I do give this round to Julian, even though it doesn't matter by round two, as I'll get to soon. And I'm sorry if I skipped a lot of this round, but there really wasn't too much that happened. Julian just kept Sam against the fence, kept pulling at him with his jab, landing, using that to open up some really good combos. Really good body hooks as well that Julian landed. But Sam, he tried to counter, he landed for the most part, but yeah, the round was definitely Julian's. And now we're just going to move on to round two. This is going to be a much shorter review than I was anticipating, so let's go. So round two starts, and it's really sort of the same story. Sam is fighting on the back foot, he's trying to load up for that one really big shot. Julian is just smothering him with a lot of really good combos, and eventually he manages to just find an opening about like a minute and a half in to round two. Lands a really good combo with a right hook and then a left over the top that drops Sam. And Sam is still trying to fight. Sam actually tries to go for a takedown, but Julian manages to stuff it. And Sam keeps driving with the takedown. He keeps trying to drive it with the tips, but Julian keeps countering punches. Some really good side on hammer fists. And eventually he manages to slip around and take Sam's back. Not fully. He goes for a bulldog choke. And Sam doesn't tap. He's asleep. Like, he's choked out by it. And really glad that the referee Mark Smith actually saw that happen, because like Sam's eyes were just gone when he was choked out, and Julian picks up a pretty big win. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but a lot of the Fight of the Nights lately have been finishes, and not a lot of them have been really good. I feel this was just too one-sided in favour of Julian. I thought it was entertaining when it could be, but like most of round one was Julian's, and then Sam had like a really good 10 seconds, and he didn't follow up on it. He landed like that left that wobbled Julian a bit, and then didn't do anything after that. Sam is not known for being the most technical guy. He doesn't really follow up with strikes. He just looks for that big one to put people down, and it's one of his biggest Achilles heels, because this is his 6th non-win in a row and 5th loss, because his fight before this was with a draw, and he lost 4 fights before that. So it's not a good look for him. He needs to change something up. I like Sam as well. He's one of the most naturally likable fighters. And I don't think this is a fight he should have taken, because Julian is one of the best prospects going in the middleweight division right now. And yeah, not really much else I can add on to that. Julian sort of made it look easy. It didn't feel like a Fight of the Night to me. I just don't agree with that. I mean, the best thing it does for me is make this video a bit shorter, because yeah, Julian just, like, round one, Sam was pretty good with the counter over and rights, but he wasn't landing a lot else besides that. There was, like, a leg kick he threw earlier, which missed, because Julian moved his leg out of the way, so, yeah, Julian sort of dominated this one. It was like Max Holloway versus Kelvin Cater, you know, it just reminded me a bit of that, but not 25 minutes long and not just a massive beatdown. But yeah, still, it was good, I guess. It wasn't great. It's definitely not going to be on my list. But Julian got the win, and Sam, God, he needs to change something, because I like him, and he needs to just shift something up. So I don't know what that'll be. So that'll about do it for this video, I guess. I don't really have a lot of things to do. I should set up the next PBW versus AVW card, preferably at some point today. I will get that done, and obviously next week I'm going to be quite busy because I'm going to start working on the next backtracking episode, which is going to be Motionless and White. Then I'm going to try and get the Just Cause 4, not 3, the Just Cause 4 game review video done, because I've put that off for way too long. There's going to be a Music of the Week episode in there somewhere. And then on Friday it's going to be Locked and Loaded. While I remember, hang on a second, bear with me. And now it's time for a wee bonus announcement before I actually do the outro for the video. So, obviously, since I announced the whole Violent Delights thing for my PBW versus AVW eFeds, I've been trying to think of a way to actually put it together, and I have a way to put it together. So, it'll be a 4-night long-ish event. I'll be streaming one for each day of the week on around when the pay-per-view would air. It's not going to be done on Friday, it's going to be done on the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday after, and here's how it's going to go. So night 1 will be the 4 prelim AVW matches to get to the quarterfinals. Night 2 will be the PBW matches. Night 3 will be the quarterfinals. And night 4 will sort of be 2 parts. The first bit will be the Golden Path Tournament semi-finals and a women's tag title match. By the way, on night 3 will be a Limitless title match, I forgot to mention that. And then night 4 will culminate with the Golden Path finals determining the winner and a women's title match depending on some stuff that'll happen at Over the Top. I've got to sort of plan that out, but yeah, this is a really big announcement and I think it's a good way to get around it. So yeah, and also because it'll be streaming live, I will be trying to make up the match types on the fly because they're all going to be very different, and it's a pay-per-view I'm really looking forward to. It's going to be a hell of an event, I have no doubt about that. So, yeah, I will see you all for that way down the line. That's still a while away. The next actual video you'll see me for, or thing you'll see me for, will possibly be a stream for PBW versus ABW on Tuesday, the go-home show for Locked and Loaded. There might be something tomorrow. There won't be, but there might. I don't know. But that'll about do it, and as always, thank you for watching. You're awesome. Bye-bye.